Simple economic theory. If there is demand for a product, the price of the product goes up. If a bidding war ensues, the price of the product goes way, way up. And that brings us to Shaquille O'Neal. Orlando wants him. The Lakers want him. The Tampa Tribune reports that Shaq turned down a 7-year, $119 million deal from the Magic, and ESPN has learned that the Lakers can now offer Shaq over $120 million. Lakers GM Jerry West is set to meet tonight with Shaq's agent, Leonard Armato.
Now Shaquille O'Neal will end up making more money than Alonzo Mourning and Juwan Howard, but at this rate, he could be making their salaries combined. The Tampa Tribune reports the Lakers are now prepared to offer O'Neal a 7-year deal worth just over $117 million, and they could go as high as $140 million if they renounce the rights to Eldon Campbell. Laker GM Jerry West met with Shaq's agent Wednesday in Atlanta. O'Neal, in Atlanta with the Dream Team, of course, says of his choice between L.A. and Orlando, quote, "It's like two girlfriends, and you want to marry both of them." We'll find out soon which team will get stood up at the altar.
I asked Leonard not to involve me, and I don't want to hear numbers. When you think the deal is good, Leonard, and, I mean, because he knows the market. I mean, he's a lawyer. I mean, he's a marketing expert and all that. And I'm just, I'm just waiting. And I just want a fair, good deal.
Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. Larry Beal here in the ESPN studios in Connecticut. We're breaking into programming right now to bring you a live news conference about to take place in Atlanta, at which Shaquille O'Neal is expected to announce that he has signed a 7-year, $120 million contract to join the L.A. Lakers. For those of you who've been following this story, you may know that Shaquille O'Neal has been the center of attention, the center of a bidding war between the Orlando Magic and the L.A. Lakers. The Magic desperately trying to keep their franchise player, the 7-foot, 1-inch, 300-pound behemoth who's led them into the playoffs the past couple of years. Unfortunately, they couldn't get by the Bulls, but the Lakers also wanted Shaq. They made an initial offer of about $95 million. That was not good enough. They upped their offer recently, and we'll go live now. That is Leonard Armato, Shaq's attorney, at the podium live in Atlanta.
The most unique individuals in the entire world. And it's really with great pleasure that I have an opportunity now to introduce Jerry West, a man who is not only one of the greatest basketball players that ever lived, but certainly the most well-respected general manager in the NBA.
Leonard Armato
Jerry, it's my pleasure to introduce you, and thank you very much.
Los Angeles Lakers, who met with Leonard Armato at midnight last night. He has something in a plastic bag, and I would guess...
Jerry West is taking the podium now to discuss the negotiations. I guess they're going to take a few moments here before Shaquille steps to the mic. Let's listen in to hear what Jerry West has to say.
I can't tell you how excited Southern California is today. I called our office just a little while ago, and the response from bringing Shaquille O'Neal to the Los Angeles Lakers has been one that has been unprecedented in our history. In basketball, you know, there are a lot of players that are wonderful players. And I think in today's sports world, there are players that are stars. And there's one word that I've always felt has been used very, very loosely, and that's superstar. The Los Angeles Lakers have acquired a 24-year-old superstar who we feel is going to bring us to that incredible level that this franchise has enjoyed in Los Angeles. Over the last number of days, I can't tell you how many highs and lows that I've gone through. From first meeting with Leonard and discussing what we could do to acquire Shaquille, and to last night at about 2:15 in the morning when we signed the contract, it's probably the most relieved I've ever felt in my life. But I really can't explain. I've often thought that the birth of my children was something I'll never forget. And just the excitement of this, for us to sign him, really ranks right there with it. And I guess without further ado, I'm going to introduce you to the newest Los Angeles Laker. He's going to wear number 34 for the Lakers. We have signed him to a 7-year career, to a 7-year contract, and I'm not going to divulge the terms of that as prior Laker policy, but I just can't tell you how excited I am, and our owner is absolutely beside himself. So we're delighted to be here. And Shaquille, I'm going to present you with your new jersey and also a hat.
Photographers now asking Shaquille O'Neal to pose with his new jersey.
Whom obviously enjoys the Hollywood scene. He's got a movie out, Kazam. Well, magically will reappear as a Laker next season. The Lakers shelling out the big dollars. 7 years, $120 million. Not coincidentally, the Lakers have also announced today that they're raising their ticket prices. The cheapest price of a ticket will go from $9.50 at the Forum to $21. Presumably, some of that will go to Shaquille O'Neal. And let's hear what the big man has to say about a dramatic move as the NBA landscape changes considerably from east to west. It looks like he just dropped the microphone, or he's so strong that he just crushed the thing, apparently. All right, here we go.
Sorry about that. I just want to, thank you all for coming out. And in case you haven't figured it out yet, I've signed with the Los Angeles Lakers. And keep in mind the word change. To me, change is for the good. And before we get started, I would like to thank Rich DeVos and the Orlando Magic for helping my dream come true in 1992 when they drafted me. They have a beautiful organization. They have a great organization. And they helped me to become the good player that I am today. I'd like to thank players for helping me look good. Penny Hardaway, Dennis Scott, Nick Anderson. And also, before we get started, I would like to end the rumor of feud between me and Brian Hill. There was no feud between me and Brian Hill. I respect Brian Hill as a man, as a coach. I love Brian Hill as a coach, and I want to wish the Orlando Magic good luck. And I'm just happy to, receive a good deal, and I'm just happy to be here. And thank you all for coming out. Appreciate it. If you have any questions,
Shaq, why did
I'm
you
here.
why did you decide the Lakers and not Los Angeles? What was the Lakers and not Orlando? What was the telling decision for you? Question to Shaquille O'Neal. Shaq,
Yes.
people in Orlando watching live on television would like to know why you chose Los Angeles over the Los Angeles Lakers. What was the real reason?
Well, like I said, change is for the good. I'm a military child, so I'm used to relocating every, 3 to 4 years. And the Lakers, they have great tradition. They have great big man tradition. George Mikan, Kareem, and I'm just, I just want to go there and play hard. And they have a young team also. It's not like I'm, going to a team with a bunch of old guys. I mean, they have a young team. The West play style is more open, so, hopefully I'll get to, showcase more of my talents because I could do more than just dunk.
The tide turned, Chad. When did the tide turn? When did the tide turn?
I say to the fans of Orlando, thank you for helping me become who I am. I'm going to miss you guys. And I just want to, tell them to continue to give the Magic support because Penny Hardaway, he's going to be a great player.
Question is whether they appreciate it.
Yes, I do. And like I said, Orlando has some great fans, and I just would like to thank them. I'm going to miss the children there. I'm going to miss doing things for the community. But, hopefully, guys like, Penny and Nick will, pick up.
4 days ago, a lot of people had the impression that you were going back to Orlando. At that point, did you think you were?
It was a very, very tough decision. At that point, Orlando was the first option, and it was a very hard decision for me. And this is going to be one of the hardest decisions in my life, going to college, getting married, what stuff to do. And this was a very hard decision, but I think I made the right decision. And I'm looking forward to being a Los Angeles Laker.
If Orlando had beaten the Laker offer, would you have gone back to Orlando?
As I said before, it wasn't about money because I just love to play the game. Old guys like Jerry West, who is a great player. He never made a lot of money. He just liked to play the game, and I just love to play the game. And I would like to, thank Jerry West and the Los Angeles Lakers for giving me a good, fair deal. But money was not the main factor here. And I think people get tired of hearing money. I just want to go, have fun, be young, drink Pepsi, wear Reebok, and have fun.
Shaquille, did the Hollywood scene entice you? So many people talk about that and even criticize.
Not really. People always say I don't, concentrate on basketball. I do too much rap and I do too much movies. But you guys need to understand there is no way possible that I could play an 80-game season and do a movie in a season. To me, movies are an opportunity and, like I said, an opportunity to have a summer job. I mean, I only do movies and do my music in the summer as well as, work on my game.
How did you guys decide on 34?
Well, 32 is taken, 33 is taken, and when I was growing up, one of my heroes who was my father, he played on the Army team, his number was 34, so I'm gonna wear this jersey and the commemoration of the Sarge. Sarge, if you're looking, this one's for you, baby.
So Shaq, it was last night that you finally made the decision?
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking about it, and then last night when I came in, and I just told Leonard to lay down all the offers, and the Lakers gave me the best offer.
Shaquille, did the poll in the Orlando Sentinel have any impact at all on your decision? When 91% of the population that actually responded to the poll said that they didn't think you were worth the money?
Not really. I mean, the media in Orlando kind of bashed me so much. I just kind of stopped looking at the paper, like after my second year. But when I read stuff like that in the paper, it doesn't make me weak. It just makes me stronger, because I like to prove people wrong. So, if you people say one thing, then I just have to come back and do something else, and then it makes, other people look, crazy. And I just want to go out, like I said, maximize my potential as a person and a player, and just have a good time.
Do you think the building blocks are more in L.A. to have a potential to win a world title than in Orlando?
Los Angeles Lakers, they have a young, great team, and with the addition of me, I bring a lot. I mean, I score a little bit, I play okay defense, and I've been working on my free throws, so look for a change on the line. And, we're just going to go out there and play hard. We're just going to win. I'm not going to, take anything away from Cedric Ceballos' game or Nick Van Exel's game. Nick Van Exel is a point guard, the leader of the team. Cedric Ceballos is a slasher. Elden Campbell is a rebounder, a scorer when he needs to. Eddie Jones and Kobe Bryant. So we have a good young team, and we're just going to go out there, play together, play hard, and we're just going to try to win.
Mr. West, is there any concern about the Orlando Magic? They're talking about potentially filing a tampering charge.
Well, that's something I'd prefer not to answer now, but I think if anyone had known where these negotiations have gone and the great lengths and the players we have removed off of our roster, and to be real candid with you, there was a couple things we did that we did not want to do. We could not match a financial offer that they had first put out there, and as early as Saturday of last week, I talked to our owner, and I said, Jerry, I just don't think this is possible with what we have to offer. And I happen to work for the best. I know there's a lot of wonderful owners in the NBA, but I happen to work for the best owner, because he encourages us to be bold. He encourages us to take risk, and this is a risk-taking business, but that really doesn't concern us at all.
So when you made the trade with the two players being shipped out to create more salary room, you didn't know at that point that that's what it would take?
Well, we thought that would get us in the game. And our biggest concern, and the reason that we made that trade, obviously, to show that we did have a terrific intention of trying to acquire him.
How draining an experience it's been on Shaquille is the question.
It wasn't that draining for me, because I put Leonard in charge. I told Leonard I don't want to hear anything until, the deal is comfortable, until the deal is right. We had numerous offers, and I just, told Leonard, he's my advisor, he's my agent. I just told him to, give me the best deal possible.
Shaquille O'Neal with some thoughts today, of course, in front of a jam-packed Reebok International here in Atlanta. Shaquille O'Neal gets set to go.
All right, so you've got the gist of it there. Shaquille O'Neal signing 7 years, $120 million, and this is a move that Penny Hardaway of the Orlando Magic has called devastating, because he expected Shaq to return to the Orlando Magic. They do have Hardaway coming back. They just signed Horace Grant to a free agent deal, so the Magic aren't going to disappear completely from the landscape, but they do have some problems in the middle, while the Lakers are now a formidable contender with Van Exel, Ceballos, Jones, Elden Campbell, if they can sign him, and Shaq and Kobe Bryant waiting in the wings. That'll do it for our coverage right now. We'll have lots more on the Shaquille O'Neal move to the Lakers later on the 6:30 edition of SportsCenter. Back to our regular programming.